Hello and welcome to day 6 of the 30-day demo blitz. Today we're talking about that stalled pipeline. I am so excited you are here. Make sure to check out as many of these demos as you can because I am totally committed to bringing the value here for you to get a running start into 2025. So whether you're catching this live or you're catching on the replay, be assured that there is plenty of value going on here to save you time and provide you with opportunities to grow your business and scale in an amazing way in 2025. So, what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about stalled pipelines. And I'm super excited about this because this is daily real life for many of us, especially if you are a coach or a consultant, where meetings is your business and calls are your business. It's very challenging to keep the puppies in the box in terms of following up, and especially when you have quite a few leads going on at the same time. So that's what we're going to talk about today. My name is Jewel T. Leonard, and for for over 2 decades, I have helped large automotive companies, solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, founders to use marketing technology in a way to build a scalable, successful business. So I'm excited to be sharing this content with you today. I'm going to have a short deck that we're going to use. And actually today we're going to go back and forth. So this is 30 days. And so every day I'm learning something new. And one of the things that I find that will be beneficial with these demos to make them even better is to have the screen actually walk you through or have content to walk you through the demo at the same time as we do that. I haven't figured out how to do that yet, but we're going to go back and forth between the presentation. So let's take a look right here and get an overview of what we're doing today to make the most use of our time. So when we talk about, let's make this bigger so you can see it. Okay. So when we talk about stalled pipeline, I want you to imagine this scenario, right? So you just had this great initial call, a lead clicked on your giveaway, your email, but nothing happened, right? So then what happens is that you now are suffering from a lack of follow-up, because this is the main reason why leads grow cold. It's not that you didn't have good intentions to follow up, but the reality is that something happened, the phone rang, you had another appointment booked right after that, you didn't get back to set the follow-up because your kid needed you to pick them up from school or something. There's always things that are going on. So to have the capability to automate some of these activities are going to help you and I to stay unstuck. So what are we going to do? We're going to automate. So automation allows you to be everywhere at once, following up like the professional that you know you are, and not interrupting the flow of your business. So it's okay that you book back-to-back appointments. It's okay that you have a call and then you have an event and then you have something else, because your digital assistant here is taking care of all of those things for you. Okay. And these simple workflows, they give you breathing room. So not only do you not have to do anything to engage the follow-up, you don't have to think about it. Now, I will qualify this to say that as much of a fan of automation as I am, I also am learning and have recognized that automation by itself, the email, the text message, it's not, it's better, it's good, and it definitely gives you follow-up and keeps you front of mind, but you absolutely cannot underestimate the power of human touch. And so being able to interject into your workflow sequence an actual phone call, whether it's a couple days later or whatever it is, it's good to keep that connection, because I don't know about you, but for me, it's nothing like hearing someone's voice, right? So this is what we're going to build today. We're going to set up an automated reminder for follow-up calls. We're going to do scheduling reminders for meetings, and we're going to restart some stalled pipelines, okay? By the end of this demo, you'll have a follow-up framework that you can adapt for your business, whether you may already have a system that you're using to do automated follow-ups, and this then will give you some ideas in terms of how to structure them and what to include in the follow-up. Or if you're looking for a tool, and we can help you out with that too. We have a free pipeline marketing blueprint that you can take a quick assessment and see kind of where you're at. So when you're shopping for that tool, your marketing automation tool, you can go with intention into the market. So with that, let's go ahead and kick off this demo. Now, this is something new I'm adding for the demos. We'll see how it goes today, but I think it's helpful if I kind of tell you what I'm going to tell you, then tell you what I told you. Some old school presentation coaching there. And so I've added these scenario slides. So scenario 1, call follow-up. Let's say a lead called you yesterday, but you didn't have time to follow up. Here's how we're going to automate. We're going to actually go into the tool, but then we're going to automate the callback. So you can send them a text message. So we would tie this. They called you, okay? So earlier in the week, we talked about missed call text back. And so the lead called you and you haven't called them back. So there's a way that we can identify that it was a lead that called you and an active lead. We can do that with tagging. And then we can schedule email follow-up in 24 hours because we were able to identify that that lead was in fact a lead that you're following up with versus someone new that just came in out of nowhere, right? And then we're going to save and activate that. And just in a few clicks, we're going to make sure that no active lead call goes unnoticed, okay? So let's go ahead and hop into the platform, the Boss Assist platform powered by Go High Level. And I've learned in the demo, just demo notes in case you do these often or thinking about doing them, is that you have to check and make sure that when you switch screens, it really oh, wait, where do I want to be here? Okay, I want you to be able to see the screen as much as possible. How about this one? Okay, cool. So let's go. So I see that you can see. So now, let me just make sure you can hear because earlier this week I had the mute button pushed. I'm learning so much with these demos, okay? I tell you what. So the first thing we're going to do, our scenario here is we are going to send that text. Now, what we did earlier is we did a missed call text back, okay? This is here. We published that. We worked on that earlier this week. So I think the best way, and you can do an individual callback for a lead. What I like to do just for organizational purposes, and again, Boss Assist is a done for you solution. So that's why there's a setup fee. So if you are a Boss Assist client, this will all be set up for you. So it won't matter so much to you, but we also offer the GCA High Level Affiliate program where you actually get the code for the Boss Assist product as an affiliate. And for you may be interested to look at how you want to set these up. And so I like to have all of my missed call text backs in the same workflow because I only want to go one place. If I want to change something or update something, I don't want to have to guess about, oh, well, did I make that change in this workflow versus that workflow? So I like to structure workflows so that they all of the similar ones, whether it's different calendars or different types, they're always in the same workflow. Okay. So let's go. And this is one we made earlier this week, right? That was on, the 4th. So let's go back into this one because with a missed call, you're going to have missed call text backs for, just for your main phone. What we're talking about here is being able to identify a lead when they call you, okay, and then taking an action on that lead because it's a lead. So in other words, instead of getting the standard missed call text back, we want to be a little bit more focused because this is a closer relationship than someone who just calls your business and you just want to help them. So you don't want to send them the standard, what is SMS to lead. So this is a standard, sorry we missed your call, how can we help? What you want to be able to do is say, hello, give them your name. Looks like I just missed a call from you. You know what I'm saying? To give them more detail and a more custom feel for what's going on, right? So, and we can take this a lot further. We'll talk about conversational AI in a later demo. And so we can actually, when it comes to appointment booking, we can actually put some more intelligence behind that and have, um, it so that, let me see, you can see when I'm talking, see me talking to you. We can put some more intelligence behind that with conversational AI so that when we're going to ask in this text message for them to schedule a time, or we're going to give them an option, so they could actually book a time to meet with you based on your calendar, all what being prompted by the conversational AI bot. And somewhere down in my profile on LinkedIn, there's a demo of the AI bot and what they actually can do. But for purposes of this discussion today, um, I'm just going to show you how it's done. And then, you can always schedule a one-on-one, and we can have a deeper dive on any of this functionality in a discovery call. But let's just, for purposes of the demo and to keep me going, because I tend to, I tend to talk a lot. I get chatty with this because I'm all into the details. So here is one that we've identified. Now, the way that we would identify an incoming call is we would do this with tagging. So say, for example, so let's copy this. Let me see. So this is a call status incoming here. Incoming call, and the call status is busy, voicemail, or no answer. Okay. So we want to do that exact same thing, but now we're going to have a different type of situation. So we still want to do a call status. And this is for an active lead. Okay, so we're going to discriminate actually and say if it's an active lead, let's see, call direction is incoming. Okay, they're calling you. And then there's a certain number. If there's a certain phone numbers that they call, let's see, this phone number. So for example, you could have a phone number pool. And so you could have a special number or a separate number that your active leads call in on versus your main line number. So you could make that distinction there as well. And here, let me just close this here. Let me just check here. What was the other? Okay, let's see. Did I have that? Okay, call status. Okay. Call status, you want to add this in because you can we can apply this if the line is busy, if there's no answer, or if they go to voicemail. Okay, any of these instances that occur. So call comes in, line is busy, this would apply. Call comes in, no answer, this would apply. Call comes in, voicemail. That's how this will distinguish whether or not to do this trigger. Now, when this comes in, what we will do is we'll add an if then. And so we have the capability to say, if this client has a tag, or if this contact record has a certain tag, then we're going to send them to a different sequence of follow-ups. And so this could have been a whole demo in and of itself. So why don't I'm going to tell you what needs to happen, then we'll just look at a workflow that's already completed that has all those components to it. So here we can use the if else function, and in this function we can build a branch hashtag, right? So a lot of these things for you do-it-yourselfers have built-in recipes. So you don't have to build everything from scratch, even though you could because you're smart like that. You don't have to build everything yourself. So here we can say, okay, this tag, we're going to use a tag that says active lead. Or I like to use a naming convention that puts the type and then active, okay, versus lead abandoned, etc. So we can, again, as we talked earlier in the week, we can add a tag on the fly. Okay. So we're going to do that. Did I add it? Wait a minute. Let's see. Lead. Actually, we'll do lead active. Okay. So we added that. Oh, wait, here. Okay. So then that creates a branching. So when the new lead comes in, if it's just a regular lead, then it will go to the branch. This is the standard follow up, and it will give this messaging here, right? But if this is one of your leads and it has this tag, and actually, what we'll do is this is for an active lead. So we could switch this around, but for ease of presentation, I'll go ahead and leave that there. And so we would take a copy of this. We can copy this entire workflow, okay, and paste it over to here. And this would be the case where it does not have the lead active tag. So this is your standard follow-up. Okay, it's your standard follow-up. And so for this one that is does have a lead active tag, we're going to send a different type of message. And so here it's, hey there, and then we can actually customize it with their name. So we're going to say, hey there, contact first name. Looks like we missed your call. How can would you like to schedule okay? Looks like we missed your call. Would you like to schedule a time to chat? Okay? So now you've responded to them. They know that you called them, and you're giving them an opportunity to set up a time to talk with you when they're available. So then you can follow up and build in some additional logic here. And I won't do this because now I'll be going over time. But we can build in some additional logic here that would so that they can potentially schedule an appointment, but we can give them options for the appointment time, okay? And we can schedule them with your appointment link, with your calendar link, so that you two can connect. So now you don't have the back and forth. You're trying to catch up with some, you don't have the back and forth. So let's see what this looks like in a completed workflow. So we're going to go here. Let's see. Okay. So let's look at, let's see here. We'll look at this one. Okay, got it. So this has already been prepared, right? And so here's what your workflow looks like when you have a lot of the additional detail in here. So you can do things like check trigger links, and a trigger link would be, you could take your calendar and make it a trigger link so that that you get notified that someone scheduled an appointment. I do this all the time. So even though, so they lead called you, they got voicemail, you responded to their call with a text, acknowledged that they contacted you, provided them a link to your calendar, they scheduled a follow-up time that worked for the both of you, and then you can send them what we're going to cover next is the appointment reminder, all without you having to do anything. Once it's scheduled, it's there every single time. And so you don't have to worry about it. But what you can do, which is what I recommend to do, is add in there an internal notification that says your lead with the name and number just scheduled an appointment for this date and time. So then you can just look at your phone and say, oh, okay, cool. And keep it moving, right? Okay, so that's that one. The second thing, the second example that we're going to go through, let's go back here. Okay, the second scenario that we want to cover today is the meeting reminder. Can you see me? Okay. Is the meeting reminder. So in this scenario, you had a great call and you want to stay top of mind. And so you're going to schedule, what we're going to do is schedule a follow-up email 2 days before the meeting as a reminder. Hey, look forward to our call on this date. Here's a link. And then we're going to add a reminder text 15 minutes before the meeting. Now, I have mine set up. Mine are a little annoying. I'm actually changing them because I like to do 3 days before, the day of, 4 hours before, 5 minutes before. And if it's a webinar, then I'll do like, hey, we're live. So that can be a bit much. But in this environment where where so many people are so busy, what I find is that because there's so many different things going on, particularly if you're in the holiday season situation, the more reminders, the better, because you don't even know if the people saw your first reminder because, they were shopping or they had a big meeting that they were in the middle of. There's just so many things going on. And then on top of that, we've got, situations, just the dynamic of, how should I say, the world around us. That's a good way to say it. And so there are a lot of things, people have a lot of things on their mind. And so anything that I can do to help me to help you, then I'm willing to do it. And these meeting reminders, I don't look at them as an annoyance at all. I look at them as a way to help you to move forward and get the help that you need to save time and save effort, right? So that's kind of what we're doing here. So now we're going to do a meeting reminder, which is very similar. Let's see. Let's go here. I'm going to go back here and let's see. Can you see? Let's do this so we get a better view. So we're going to do a meeting reminder. Oh, wait, let me get out here. So the meeting reminder automation, let's see. Do I have one in here already we can use? Okay, here we go. Let's look back. Let's see. Missed call, text. Let's look back at this sample we used in the interest of time, because once again, I've been talking too much. Okay, so here we can also do, let's show. Now, this is a meeting reminder. Okay, let me see if I can zoom this up so you can see. Okay. So when you set up a appointment reminder, you have a lot of opportunity for how flexible you can be with this. So now I zoom too much so you can't see the action. So here you will see this is 24 hours before the appointment. You can base your reminder based on the event time and appointment time, which is what we're doing here because it's the meeting reminder. But you also have other options, but we're just going to focus on the meeting reminder. So you can schedule it. Here's how you schedule it before. You can go a certain number of months before, days before, hours before, or minutes before. So in this case, it's 24 hours is one day. I think in our example, what did I say I was going to do in our example? 2 days before. So you can do that here, right? So if I change this to 2, the meeting is it's gonna be 2. And well, make sure you change the description too. These let's say 2 days before the appointment. Okay, and so you're going to schedule 2 days before the appointment, and then you have the option so that if for some reason someone enters the workflow after a certain period, you can move to the next step, you can move to a specific step, or you can skip all communication. So you don't have to have that awkwardness of you sent a reminder, but you've talked to them, or they entered late into the pipeline, and so they're getting duplicate messages. We can manage that here so that it's very authentic and it doesn't look staged and robotic. So that's one thing we can do. So we send that, and then we can send this reminder email. And you have to make sure you update. We're using an existing sample, but when you do this, or when we do this for you, we'll be building yours up new. So your meeting in 2 days, and then you can identify, hey, your meeting is in a couple of 2 days. Okay, we can update this. Let's just click her. And then if this time doesn't work for you, and then we can add the calendar. We can let them add the calendar notice. We can give them the opportunity to cancel or reschedule, or we can not have that opportunity. So here you've got a ton of flexibility where you can actually do that. And then if you want to, I'm not sure if this example has a post meeting, but you can do the same thing after the meeting. Let's see. I can't remember if this. Okay, so here you go. So 1 hour after your meeting, you can make changes and you can say, okay, if it's been, wait an hour after the meeting and you send some type of internal notification to yourself to say, hey, send this appointment follow-up, right? And so there's a ton of flexibility that you have available with these meeting reminders. And so we want to make sure that we're using this type of technology because it's going to allow you to prevent that back and forth and back and forth. You know how it is. You want to schedule an appointment with someone and they say, oh, well, I can work on this day. We used to do it on the phone back in the day. We were making phone calls back and forth, or your administrative assistant that were going back and forth. Now you don't have to worry about that. You can schedule, you can handle that via text, but it's better than text because even text is a bit annoying, right? Oh, can you do it this day? No, can't do it that way. Oh, I have something this day. So eliminate all of that and just have a meeting reminder. And just have a meeting reminder with a link where they can schedule. Okay, so that's our second scenario. And then our third scenario, let's see how am I doing for time. So our third scenario is restarting stalled pipelines. Now, you send a proposal. We have embedded into Boss Assist the proposal and document generator, which we'll demo later on. I think it's on the schedule. And so you sent the proposal, haven't heard anything back yet. So what we want to do is, instead of having to remember to follow up, you write in your calendar, which if that works for you is perfectly fine. If you're a calendar person and you keep on top of things, I know that's not me. I need reminders and lots of them, and which is why I even found this platform, right? And so you can schedule these follow-ups and you can align them in a workflow that goes along with your proposal. Okay. So I don't have a proposal set up in the demo system today, but in this scenario, you can send the proposal and then you can do a trigger that says, once it's been delivered. So let's just show you. Once it's been delivered, you can set up these follow-ups. Now, I've already demonstrated how to set up follow-ups, so I don't think I need to demonstrate that again. I think you have an idea. If not, then definitely make sure. Definitely make sure to ask a question if you like to. And but let's go back here and take a look at how we might build a follow-up with respect to proposals. Okay, so let's share this on and let's go to a bigger screen. Okay, so let's just do from scratch just to really be clear. You can select a recipe. You do it yourself first. You Boss Assist, do it for me. People don't have to worry about this at all. We'll take care of it for you. But for you do it yourself first, you can start with a recipe. As I shared on previous demos, I like to do my own thing. Sometimes I'll start with a recipe, but I just like to know everything that's going on in my workflow so that if I need to troubleshoot, I know exactly where to go. So that's just me. So let's do this as a proposal follow-up. Workflow. All right, and we have a trigger that says, let's see, sent. Let's see. Which one did I do? Okay. I would probably do this with a tag. Let me just show you this. You can let's go back. So There's different ways that you can trigger this, right? I like tags because tags give me flexibility. So if I'm on my mobile device and I just want to initiate something, like maybe you're in the waiting office at the doctor's or something like that, and you want to add someone to a workflow. I think tags just give me flexibility to be able to do that, because sometimes I like to keep my hands on the lead versus having everything be automated for different reasons, right? And so I like tags because I like to be able to say, okay, I understand where this person is. I'm going to enter them into this particular workflow versus a different one. And so I just like tagging. But there's other ways that you can do this trigger. I was going to show you and trigger. Okay. So you can do it based on, you can do it on pipeline changes. See, pipeline status change. So say, for example, since we're talking about stalled leads, it's likely that you would have them in your pipeline, which is, we talked about that. I'm not sure if we talked about that a little bit earlier in the week. We took a look at the pipeline. So you could also do it based on pipeline status change, right? So you could say, I took my lead and I moved them from new to discovery, for example. And when that pipeline stage change, then we can do these other things, right? And so you can identify the pipeline change. They have a tag that's hot lead. And, because they're a hot lead, I'm going to do something different. So all of those things are things that we can do, and to be able to manage different aspects of follow up. So let's see here. Right. You can also make changes based on whether they paid you or not. Like if it's a proposal that requires some payment, you can put some automations on that as well. So I'm getting a low on time here. Is 1:30. I said 20 to 30 minutes. So let's go ahead and wrap this up, because I definitely want to be mindful of the time. Okay. So, whoops. Okay. All right. So I hope that this has been interesting for you. What we covered today was automatic reminders. So with automated reminders, you'll never forget a follow up, because as soon as you have that call, you will have a way to do a follow up, whether you're on the phone, whether you're at your computer, whether you are whether you hand it off to a team member. You'll have things in place, or even if you have an admin that's in your office, they don't have to worry about it. Why would that matter? Because if you have someone in your office that's helping you, and all they're doing is sending follow-up emails and reminders, guess what? You can automate those activities, and then give that resource something different to do that's more productive, that adds more value to you. And so it's always, if you can automate it, you should absolutely do it, so that you can take that resource and help them to develop and become more valuable to your organization. We can also keep our leads engaged and keep the pipelines moving. Now, again, like I said earlier, I love automation. I'm a marketing technologist, and so I love it. But the human aspect is needed. But the nice thing is that it's not all dependent on you. So you can call when you have time versus having to, be stressed about making follow-ups and having the potential to miss leads. I met a guy. This here's a perfect example. I met a guy at a networking event who created these juices, like these amazing natural juices. Like there's a company that named Drought. They do, if you're familiar with them, they do the bottled juices that are all natural with seaweed and spinach and stuff, right? And so this guy's juices were amazing. Okay. They were so good. And I gave him my number, and we even followed up with something else. But he never followed up with me. I never received anything like a link to your website or anything, like no follow-up information. Now, if I had just had like a QR code to scan to order, or something like that, I'd probably be buying juices from that dude like every week today. But I didn't. And guess what? I got busy too. And actually, now that I'm reminded about him, I'm about to put him into a follow up sequence and call him, right? Because clearly this would be helpful, right? So, next is re engagement workflows. Stalled deals, it happens, but it's not going to happen to you anymore because once you build out a follow up sequence for leads, what I like to do is I like to have a sequence with a new lead to find out if they're, if they're qualified, if they're a legitimate prospect. We try to go through discovery, answer questions. But if for some reason the communication stalls out, in this case, we can revive that stall, but I also like to give them something, regular communication, so like a newsletter, right? So there's things that we can do to keep, because think about it, you did the hard work to get the lead, right? You met with someone, you were at an event, you had a referral. You don't want to give that up to somebody else because your competitors out there right now talking to your lead. So this is where this can really help. Once you set it up, it's going to run, and then it's free for you to focus on other stuff. So this is definitely something you want to consider as a game changer for your business, particularly if you're in one of those areas where you're a freelancer, you're a coach, you're a consultant, you're constantly following up with people. This is awesome. Okay, we even have a membership community. It's not included in Boss Assist right now, but even if you had an online community you wanted to create, that's an available option. So let's wrap this up. We just built some campaigns. You never miss a follow up. If you already have a platform, then definitely this is something where you can implement it today if you haven't already. But if you don't have a platform, then I invite you to consider Boss Assist or the done for you Boss Assist solution, or the high level. If you're techie and you want to do it yourself, there's an option for that as well. And if you don't have, say you're beginning to build out your marketing stack, one of the things that really would have been helpful to me when I was at that stage is to have someone say, okay, you're just starting out. Here's some minimal things that you need, instead of me, working, running into a bump. Oh, I can't follow up, and then having to find something, and then research it, and then find something, and then it not work. I would love to have had someone to just give me a blueprint, right? And so I've created the pipeline marketing blueprint for just that purpose. And it is a description and recommendation for the right tools for your business at the stage that you're in. Okay. And for the stage that you're in. And it delivers a roadmap to show you those tools that are for the stage you're in, as well as give you an idea of what lies ahead. And so I highly recommend it. It's just 5 minutes for an assessment, and it's free. Did I say it was free? Why do we do the assessment? One, we want to get clarity on the stage that your business is in. Two, we want to make sure that you don't have to waste time with tools that you don't need. And so it's valuable for that, and to get a clear roadmap for your business. It only takes 5 minutes to get you started. You just go to scaleready.tech. Everything's set up there for you. You take the surveys, just 5 minutes or less, and then we'll shoot out to you the blueprint that's for the phase, for the stage that you're in your business, and we can take it from there. So I want to thank you for your time today. I know that you have a lot of other things to do. And so whether you are checking us out on the replay, or you are or you had an opportunity to attend live, I definitely thank you for participating. Make sure to reach out to me and give me comments on what you enjoyed about the content. If you like to see some different content, you want to learn how to do something more, you want me to go into more detail with building these solutions, or you like less detail because you just are done do it for me person and you don't really want to know how it's done. Just working with this 30 days to build a proper mix to be able to provide value when sharing features and functions of the platform. So thank you so much for your time. I am Jewel T. Leonard, and I help founders to increase profitability by leveraging high ROI marketing technology to streamline operations and drive growth. Bye for now.